The partial government shutdown enters its second week with no resolution in sight. The Department of Homeland Security remains unfunded as Democrats and Republicans clash over ICE reforms.
And to talk more about this, we're bringing on in our very own Scripps News Group, Nathaniel Reed. Hey, good morning, Nate. Great to see you, sir. Can next week's State of the Union address provide the breakthrough needed to end this standoff, or are we headed for a more prolonged shutdown?
Yeah, Brian and Michelle, the State of the Union is pretty much a campaign speech. That's mostly how it looks every year. We'll see that same partisan applause, Republicans likely standing up and applauding, Democrats maybe sitting silently, or in fact not even attending. A lot of Democrats have said they're either counter-programming or not going to show up to the State of the Union in the first place. This rhetorical war of words between Democrats and Republicans just amped up over the last week. Remember, Congress was not in session, meaning that this government shutdown, which we've now seen last a week, just going to last even longer. It seems more than likely that they're going to be in that partial government shutdown when it's time for President Trump to stand up on the dais and give that speech before a joint session of Congress early next week. So a lot of questions about whether that will break the impasse that we've seen so far. Democrats, Republicans this week calling each other not serious. The White House even acknowledging that President Trump not directly involved in these negotiations to reopen the government, leading to the question, just how quickly could we get out of this ongoing government shutdown affecting the TSA, FEMA, and of course the Coast Guard? Take a listen.
These Republicans are not serious about doing the types of things necessary to rein ICE in.
He hasn't had any direct conversation or correspondence with Democrat lawmakers recently. It doesn't mean he's not willing to. I'm just not aware of any conversations that have taken place.
And again, Democrats have criticized President Trump's immigration enforcement operation, his handling of that. They want specific reforms. Also, Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, someone who Democrats have frequently criticized and called on to resign. It'll be interesting to see how much President Trump focuses on immigration, on enforcement of immigration law during next week's State of the Union address. Certainly, Democrats have been extremely critical of that. This is all coming, of course, out of the all but critical midterm elections, which could be a referendum on the Trump administration, on President Trump's handling of not only the southern border with Mexico, but also ICE and Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. A lot of questions about how we shake this stalemate loose here in Washington. Democrats, Republicans on recess this week. Congress was not in session. They'd reserved the right to call members back. But again, Brian and Michelle, we just did not see anyone return. There was no agreement to be had. Both sides calling each other unserious. Really hard to see how we get out of this impasse and how they get that bipartisan support necessary to get the government back reopened.
And well, Nate, thank you so much for staying up to date on this, and thank you again for your time, sir.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
Well, hey there and happy Friday, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live view from our studio Skycam, a little bit of a foggy view, but you can still see downtown and the New Harbor Bridge in view. Temperature-wise, we're fairly warm, especially considered to where we started off Monday in those 40s into the lower 70s now for our morning low so far. Of course, thanks to those winds out of the southeast and the fog that's been hanging around. This is a look back from just the other day. Thank you to David Rosales Jr. for sending this one in over there from A&M Kingsville. A pretty cloudy one with just some of those rays shining through the cloud cover. One of my favorite things to see some of those crepuscular rays out there. If you ever get any good shots like this, sunrises, sunsets, go and send them into our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group. We'd love to see them and might even find yours featured on one of our broadcasts. For our current visibilities out there, Beeville neighbors, just be mindful, visibility down to about half a mile right now, so maybe a few extra minutes as you're heading out for that morning commute, but other than that, visibility sitting closer to 3 and 4 miles there in Rockport and Port Aransas. Temperature-wise, 70s closer to the coast, 71 in Port Aransas, Ingleside, Rockport, and over by the Naval Air Station. 70 on the money as you work into Mathis, and then some 60s as you work out west. 64 our cool spot in Cotulla with 68 in Freer and 68 in George West and Beeville this morning so far. For that bus stop forecast as we're getting ready to head into 7 a.m., should only see a couple more degrees down to those lower 70s for overnight lows, but by that 3 p.m. pickup coming up to 83 degrees, if not 84 for our daytime high later this afternoon. Luckily not too windy, only out of the southeast 10 to 15 miles an hour, and as we head into tonight, then we're going to see the redevelopment of some of that cloud cover. For our winds today, talking about it, like I said, 10 to 15 miles an hour, maybe some gusts upwards of 20 miles an hour, so still just the normal breeze as we're heading in through our Friday. But in terms of rain, could run into just a little bit of mist as we're heading out for this morning commute today, just with some of that heavy fog out there. But as we go into the afternoon, should start to clear up pretty well. And then as we go into tonight, like I talked about, the redevelopment of that cloud cover, the fog across the area, and I think even a little bit better shot for some of those showers setting up tomorrow morning before the cold front arrives. But we expect that cold front to start arriving later into the morning and slowly through the afternoon. Temperature is going to drop behind it, but of course things get windy and dry. So fire danger going to be increased this weekend. If you don't have to do any burning outdoors, don't do it. Either way, we get one more taste of winter. Overnight lows down into the 40s as we kick off our final week of February, but we warm up pretty quickly. 75 by Tuesday, back into those 80s for Wednesday and Thursday.
Now, if you're wondering where gas is the cheapest this week, don't worry, folks. I've got you covered. After the break, we're going to check in on those cheapest prices all around the coastal bend. Well, welcome back, everyone. So, as you know, twice a week I check in on those gas prices for you, making sure your dollar goes a little bit further. And we've got some fluctuations for you, some up and some down in some unlikely places. Let's take a look at the averages, though. According to Gas Buddy, $2.94 is the national average. That is an increase by 8 cents since Monday. That's Lone Star State, $2.51, up by 4 cents. Corpus Christi is actually down a bit. That is down by 14 cents, sitting at $2.39. Cheapest in Corpus Christi proper, though, is $2.34 at the Murphy Express and Saratoga and Airline. That is, except for the Sam's Club, of course. They're a little bit cheaper. As for our Portland friends, cheapest price I was able to find is $2.34 yet again at the Murphy USA. That's right there next to the Walmart. If you're out there on the island, get this, folks, your cheapest price is actually going to be all stations in Port A. We never really see that. Now, keep this in mind. This $2.48 price was updated about 17 hours ago, so watch out for any price changes. If you can find cheaper prices out there than these guys, especially because they do fluctuate during the day, might want to stop and fill up while you can. I have all these prices posted on our website. That's christv.com.
Well, hey there and happy Friday. Coastal Bend taking a live view from our Snoopy Skycam thanks to Matthews CCAC. 71 degrees out there, winds out of the southeast 7 miles an hour, but luckily traffic flowing nice and smooth along the causeway, and same goes for SBID. We're not tracking any of those slowdowns, but we are tracking some reduced visibilities. Beeville sitting at 8.5 miles now, just a little while ago sitting at half a mile, so keeping our eyes on some of that patchy fog out there, but temperatures across the board in the 70s and expected to rise on into the 80s as we're heading into this afternoon. That should be thanks to the sun coming back out, and luckily winds only out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Here's how our current traffic is flowing out there. Plenty of greens on the board, so taking a closer look, good and green if you're heading to and from Portland there on the Harbor Bridge. For our major roadways in Corpus Christi, not tracking any of those major slowdowns, just a very minor one there on Saratoga as you're coming up to Airline Road, but other than that, we're shaping up for a good and green Friday morning. Of course, I'll have your full forecast right after this break.
This morning on the third hour of today, the best time to buy, sell, or trade in your car. Plus, John Legend and Kelly Clarkson live talking The Voice. And we're shining a light on black-owned small businesses. All that and more coming up this morning on the third hour of today.
Well, howdy and happy Friday. Coastal Bend, I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live view from our USS Lexington cam thanks to First Community Bank. Fairly warm out there, about 71 degrees right now, even up to 72 here in Corpus Christi. Much better compared to our Monday where we were starting off in some of those upper 40s out there. Might not even need the jacket out this morning, but either way, maybe a couple extra minutes for that morning commute. Starting to see some of those reduced visibilities mainly off to the north. Beeville reading about half a mile of visibility right now. Rockport and Port Aransas coming in at 3 and 4 miles respectively, so not too thick out there, but still some extra caution on the roadways I think is worthy this morning. For our temperatures, most of their coastal communities waking up in the 70s. 73 our hot spot as you work over to Robstown, but 70 there in San Diego this morning, and even some 60s out west. 68 in Freer, 68 in Beeville, and our cool spot 63 off to the northwest in Cotulla. For our dog walking forecast this Friday, today we've got Charlie Odom on the board. I don't know if he looks so ready for the walk. Got the PJs on, looking ready for a nap, but maybe after that walk, getting a good nap in, looking like a good day for it as we warm up. Those temperatures going to be on the climb, 77 by 11 a.m., 81 as we're heading in towards that 1 p.m. hour, and should start to get some more sunshine in the sky also as we're heading into this afternoon. That's going to help our daytime highs push up towards 84 degrees here in Corpus Christi, and as we roll into tonight, we'll see the redevelopment of that fog and the cloud cover once again. Overnight lows in those upper 60s, if not 70-degree marks, similar to what we're seeing right now. And then tomorrow afternoon, just about not quite a copy and paste, a little bit different as we're heading into it. 82 degrees, could see a few showers as we're heading into tomorrow morning, but by tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see that cold front rolling through our neck of the woods and even start to dry us out. So here's how it's all going to play out on our current future tracker. The cloud cover and maybe a little bit of mist as you're heading out for that morning commute this morning, but we will see that clearing into the afternoon likely, and temperatures on the rebound pretty nicely. And then like we talked about going into tonight, more of that cloud cover works back in, the moisture, and I think as we head into tomorrow morning, maybe even a few more showers on the board. Still going to deal with some of that fog and mist out there though, and in terms of rainfall totals, likely only to amount to the hundredths of an inch mark as we're heading through tomorrow. After that cold front arrives, as we head into later portions of the afternoon, should start to dry us out and things get very windy in the wake of it. Those gusts right now we're expecting to push upwards of 35 miles an hour as we're heading into tomorrow evening. That continues into our Sunday, and unfortunately it's going to have the effect of increasing our fire danger quite a bit. Today, low fire danger out there across the coastal bend, but by tomorrow we start to see that moderate to high fire danger, and going on into Sunday where we're holding those high winds and even drier air, that high fire danger for all of us, and even very high fire danger into areas like Fulton and Seadrift. So if you don't have to do any burning this weekend, hopefully you don't do any burning this weekend, because things are just incredibly dry out there right now. So for our current 7-day forecast though, one more taste of winter on the way it looks like. Those overnight lows in the 40s as we kick off our final week of February, but we're going to warm up pretty quickly, the 70s by Tuesday and even the 80s as we head into Wednesday and Thursday.
New era begins at the Corpus Christi Community Center. Coming up after the break, Marcus Lozano joins us with the details. Welcome back, folks. So a longtime fixture in the Coastal Bend has now entered a brand new chapter. The former YMCA of the Coastal Bend is now operating independently as the Corpus Christi Community Center. This after the national organization cited financial shortfalls from previous leadership. So leaders say that the decision to separate from the national YMCA organization allows them to focus more directly on the local needs and gives them more flexibility. And of course, to talk more on that, joining us this morning is our very own Marcus Lozano, the communications chair, correct?
Yes, the community engagement chair.
Awesome. Hey, so we have a lot to talk about, including a little bit of a partnership with Mind Your Business Success Agency for the ribbon cutting today. What can people expect?
So today we're having our ribbon cutting at 5 o'clock at the Corpus Christi Community Center, 417 Upper Broadway. And we're going to have live music by Tony Graves. We're going to have amazing door prizes. L&F Distributors has donated tons of drinks for us to have a good time. Limited, but a good time. We also have fantastic sponsorship opportunities, founding donor opportunities, and of course, 1-day sign-up specials so that we can, obviously grow the amount of members that we have at our community center.
So, new name, but pretty much the same type of activities and community engagement that everyone can expect, right?
That is correct. So, there's one thing that kind of an easy way to explain what happens at YMCA in New York, California, and Florida is not what Corpus Christi needs. It's, we're kind of a different city, and we have all the great programs that the community is used to, but we've also added a Corpus Christi flair. And in becoming the Corpus Christi Community Center, now we have the ability to, personalize it, so to speak.
Yeah, and you don't have any type of national institution demanding those certain requirements, like you said, that don't really tie into what Corpus Christi needs.
Correct.
And something that may be coming up soon is some boxing matches, right?
We call it sparring.
Sparring.
Yeah, so we do have some celebrity sparring coming up on April 10th that we are looking forward to. It is going to be, one of our fundraisers. So we did it last year, and it was pretty phenomenal.
Awesome. And then just going back to the ribbon cutting, this is open to the public, right?
This is
Anyone
open
can
to
come
the
and
public.
attend?
Yes, we would love to invite every one of y'all. You guys are more than welcome to come, you and Michelle. We'd love to have you. Bring your friends, bring your family, come and join something great and be part of something fantastic for the city of Corpus Christi.
So we got a little bit of extra time. What really sets apart the YMCA from your typical gym or community center?
So the Corpus Christi Community Center, what we love about what we have to offer is our youth camps, our summer camps, our winter camps, our spring camps, our after-school programming for the children. We also cater to a lot of the people who are, senior citizens, older residents, and, we love that we are different in that way.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, if you guys haven't had a chance to head out there to the Corpus Christi Community Center, today is a great opportunity to check out their amenities and maybe sign up for a membership. Well, hey, Marcus, thank you so much for joining us today, sir. We really do appreciate it. We look forward to taking a look at all of the future success for the now Corpus Christi Community Center.
Thank you.
Well, howdy and happy Friday. Coastal Bend taking a live view from our Snoopy Skycam thanks to Matthew CCAC. Sitting at 71 degrees here closer to the water, but wind still out of the southeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour, continuing to bring in more of that moisture. Luckily, fog not too bad here on our Snoopy Skycam or around most of Corpus Christi for that matter here on SPID. Also coming in the clear right now, but we are seeing some of those reduced visibilities. Off towards Rockport coming in at about 3 miles of visibility, Port Aransas 4 miles of visibility. But temperature-wise, might not even need the jacket this morning. We're waking up to the 70s almost across the board. You start to see some 60s as you work out to the west towards George West End, even into the Beeville. For today's planner, though, we're going to push into those 80s once again, very likely into this afternoon. That's thanks to the sunshine coming back out. Winds are going to be out of the southeast quite a bit lighter than what we saw the past few days. Only about 10 to 15 miles an hour I'm expecting today. Maybe some gusts upwards of 20 miles an hour, but we're pretty used to that here in Corpus Christi. One thing I am looking forward to as we head into tomorrow, the potential for some isolated and widely scattered rain as we're heading into tomorrow morning. If you're heading out anywhere about 7 to 8 a.m. especially, by the time we're heading into the afternoon should start to dry out. That's thanks to the cold front starting to work through the area, and that's going to have a pretty significant dip on our temperatures. Going through the next few days, looks like we're going to have one more taste of winter as we're kicking off our final week of February, but don't worry, those temperatures will rebound very quickly as we head into the middle of next week. Of course, I'll break it all down and all our precipitation chances coming up in our full weather forecast.
Coming up on Chris 6 Sunrise, Corpus Christi considers a $1 billion water solution. We're taking a look at the D-cell vote that could potentially solve the city's water crisis.
And as Corpus Christi spends millions securing new water, a 150,000-gallon pool is sparking new debate at City Hall. Why some want to hit pause on the project.
And Choke Canyon State Park's shocking transformation. Take a look at that. How the drought has changed everything. What visitors are saying about the drought's devastating impacts.
Now, 20 minutes of nonstop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, you just saw we have plenty of important neighborhood news for you this morning. But first, we got to check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how the roadways and weather is looking today. Hey, happy Friday.
Morning.
Well, happy Friday, happy weekend, Junior, as we're getting into the mindset. Not shaping up too bad of a Friday morning out there. Might not even need the jacket handy. We're at 72 degrees here in Corpus Christi. Here's a live view from our USS Lexington cam thanks to First Community Bank, but you can also see a little bit of a foggy morning for us. We've still got the Texas State Aquarium and the New Harbor Bridge there in view, but you can definitely notice it getting a little bit obscured out there. Luckily, traffic's still flowing nice and smoothly along the New Harbor Bridge and really not tracking any of those slowdowns as of right now. SPID has a few more cars on it, but like I said, not any of those slowdowns. Visibility-wise, sitting closer to 3 and 4 miles of visibility there in Rockport and Port Aransas respectively, but across the board, waking up to the 70s, only seeing a few 60s off to the north and west towards Beeville into George West, sitting at about 68 degrees to 69 degrees. But through the rest of our day, we're all going to start to warm up, especially as we head into the afternoon. Those 80s expected for the daytime highs. And here's a look at how our current traffic is flowing out there. No traffic slowdowns there on the New Harbor Bridge to and from Portland this morning, or for our major roadways in Corpus Christi also coming in the clear. So looking like a good and green Friday morning as we're getting ready to head out the door.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Appreciate you. Seriously, Corpus Christi City Council is going to vote on Tuesday on a nearly $1 billion Inner Harbor desal project. Deja vu, right? Well, hey, the $978 million project will be built by Corpus Christi Desal Partners. This comes after a previous desal deal with Kiewit fell through. That earlier project failed partially because of its $1.3 billion price tag. The city approved a preliminary agreement with the new partners back in November.
I'm Suzanne Stevens. For years, this empty lot has represented a promise to Hillcrest. Now that promise is sparking new debate. Not whether a pool will be built here, but whether now is the right time.
Building a pool right now is not the right choice.
That's what District 3 Councilman Eric Cantu says just days after City Council approved a contract for the Northside Aquatic Center.
We're in a drought. You know, they voted for this deal 10 years ago. 10 years ago is a way different ball game than now. We're out of water.
Cantu and at-large councilperson Carolyn Vaughn want the item reconsidered February 24th. They say they don't want to cancel the project, just delay it until the city has more water.
As part of the bridge mitigation, we have to do this project.
City leaders say the Aquatic Center is part of a broader federal mitigation agreement tied to the Harbor Bridge project. That agreement designed to restore what Hillcrest lost during construction of the bridge, including the demolition of the TC Ayers pool. Without completing the project, the bridge cannot be finalized and contractors would not receive federal payment.
In order for the bridge project to be complete and Flati and Dragados to get payment from the federal government, we have to build this pool.
For some Hillcrest residents, the debate feels familiar. They say their neighborhood is often the first to bear the cost when new projects come in.
Every time something is supposed to be put into our neighborhood, we're the sacrificial item that no, can't do it. And I just ask that y'all do not sacrifice our pool.
Our community is the first community that gets hit. We're the first ones that things are taken away from. What do you say to them?
I'm sorry. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's gonna happen. The funds are there, but it doesn't look good for the city to build a whole pool right now when we're in this drought.
What happens next comes down to timing. City leaders say the pool has to be built. Some council members are still debating when. On the north side, Suzanne Stevens, Chris 6 News.
Suzanne, thank you so much. And as our drought continues, Choke Canyon has become a shell of its former self. Water data for Texas says as of Thursday, Choke Canyon is 8.7% full. What was once a popular destination for families looking to fish, swim, or launch a boat now looks more like a desert landscape.
People don't think it's serious because they can turn their faucet on, boom, there's water. They don't realize that the reserves are dropping tremendously.
Right now, there are no boats in the water and fishing is not allowed.
So the Taft City Council voted Thursday to place City Manager Ryan Smith on administrative leave. As 6 Investigates reported last week, the council voted 4-1 to terminate Smith's contract. His contract requires 30 days written notice, meaning that he stays in the position until March 15th. However, Thursday's vote ensures that he can't access city systems before that deadline. Smith filed a grievance, arguing that decision was made in bad faith. Neighborhood News reporter Adam Beam spoke with Mayor Elda Castillo, who says that city operations will continue normally.
I have trust in our staff. You know, the city manager's job was, to oversee them, but each one knows what their responsibilities are. We're trying to look at the issues, trying to resolve them. It's going to take a little bit of time, so we appreciate the patience that they've offered us.
The Taft City Council will discuss a search for Smith's replacement at their next council meeting. That happens on Tuesday, February 24th.
Well, howdy and happy Friday. Coastal Bend, I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live view from our USS Lexington cam thanks to First Community Bank. A little bit of a foggy, cloudy morning on our hands, but temperature-wise fairly warm at 72 degrees and that wind out of the southeast continuing to bring moisture into the area from the Gulf. We see that visibility out there reduced well into Beeville right now, sitting at about 0.8 miles, just above 3/4 of a mile there in Beeville. Rockport and Port Aransas sitting at 3 and 4 miles of visibility respectively. respectively, so not too thick out there, but still keeping our eyes on it as we head through about 9 a.m. or so. For our temperatures across the board in the 70s closer to the coast, but as you work your way to the north, Beeville coming in at 68 degrees, and the same goes for George West and Freer. Cotulla coming in a little chillier at 64, but Alice and Kingsville and here in Corpus Christi all waking up to about 72 this morning. As we're taking a closer look with our Chris 6 neighborhood weather network now, starting off on the south side, also sitting at that 72-degree mark for Windwillow Drive and down there on Garden Court this morning. As we work a little bit further inland, George West sitting at that 69-degree mark with the east side of Lake Corpus Christi, County Road 803 coming in at that 71-degree mark. So even as you work your way inland, not feeling the chill too much out there this morning so far. But as we're looking at our bus stop forecast, those lower 70s expected for the morning lows, plenty of cloud cover, but as we're heading in towards that 3 p.m. pickup, should see more of that sunshine out and about 83 degrees, if not 84, as we're heading in for that daytime high towards 4 p.m. this afternoon. In terms of our winds, quite a bit more pleasant than what we had the past few days, just about 10 to 15 miles an hour with peak gusts closer to 20 miles an hour, so a fairly average day in terms of the winds here in Corpus Christi. But here's another thing to watch out for on the future tracker, potentially just a little bit of mist as we're heading out this morning. By the time we're heading into the afternoon, should start to see that clearing, and that's where the temperatures rebound pretty nicely into the 80s. After we head through midnight tonight, I think we see the redevelopment of a lot of that cloud cover and the fog out there, and maybe even a better shot at one of those showers developing as we head into tomorrow morning. That's as we're getting ready for the front to arrive, of course. It starts to arrive as we're heading into the later morning hours, and into the afternoon it should dry us out pretty nicely, and things are going to be pretty windy in the wake of that front after it moves through. Looking at gusts tomorrow evening towards 35 miles an hour, and that's going to continue into our Sunday. And whenever you take into account just how dry things are out there and these winds, it's going to increase our fire danger pretty dramatically. We have low fire danger today, but by tomorrow the return of that moderate and high fire danger. By Sunday, we see that high fire danger and even very high fire danger into the area. So don't do any outdoor burning if you don't have to this weekend. Other than that, on the 7-day forecast, one more taste of winter on the way. 40s as we're starting off our Sunday and our Monday, but going to warm up quickly through our final week of February. 75 by Tuesday, back into the 80s for Wednesday and Thursday.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
Well, President Trump's Board of Peace, they held its first meeting Thursday morning in Washington. Representatives from at least 40 countries attended, but key U.S. allies were absent. The board's main focus is expected to be Gaza's future after the Israeli-Hamas war. But Trump also discussed other possible peace deals, including with Iran, but also then threatened them with, quote, bad things if they did not agree. Some allies stayed away amid concerns Trump may challenge the United Nations with his broader conflict resolution ambitions.
The Department of Homeland Security is backing the